Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host Red and videos today from Anton Daniels.
I'm freshly single, just got out of a fucking relationship, and I'm shitty. Like, honestly, I'm really mad because I do not want to start over. I don't like being single at this big ass age. In my opinion, it's just like, girl, what are you doing? But at the same time, I also don't tolerate disrespect, and I'm not going for anything. So I choose me every time if I need to. But yeah, people were like, last night I went out with my coworkers. They were like, this is the perfect time to be single, hot girl summer. Bitch, I'm 30. Ain't no fucking hot girl summer. I don't do that shit. I used to do that when I was like, what, 23, 24, 25? No. A bitch is trying to find her man, her husband, her family. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? But until then, I am traveling the world, okay? I'm about to go on vacation next week.
See, again, they say they want certain things, but the things they do not facilitate that kind of lifestyle. Oh, I want a family, I want a husband, but I'm going to travel. I'm going to do all these things that men don't care for and actually see as a detriment when picking women.
Then after that, I'm going to sit down for a little bit, then the next vacation. And then, yeah, probably go get me a new car. I don't know. But it's just, I'm just taking care of me until my husband comes along.
Salute to her. First, let me go ahead and say salute to her for having the common sense not to fall into the trap, because so many women fall into the trap of jumping from relationship to relationship, from situationship over into a hot girl summer. You going out and trauma bonding and getting yourself into a bunch of situations and ruining yourself because you just got out of a relationship. And as long as y'all don't have kids, you know, she's not talking about getting divorced. She's talking about starting over in her relationship. As long as y'all don't have kids, I say no harm, no foul. Usually. I don't see no problem with her deciding that, yo, I want to go on vacation. I want to do some awesome things, because I think that it's important for you to date yourself.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's also the consequences of it. Like her saying she's traveling as much as she's traveling and all she's doing is traveling. Yeah, again, it's just a detriment to the selection that she's going to be able to pick from the men.
Just as much as you are immersed inside of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you guys just grow out of love with each other. Sometimes you grow past one another. Sometimes people are in your life for a season. And so as long as you don't have kids, as long as you're not doing something egregious, I don't have any problem with people starting to, looking to start over. However, what I am starting to see a lot of times are women that are willing to leave their relationships over the smallest details. Now, again, this is not directed towards her because she didn't give the details. She just said that I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. Yeah. I don't know what disrespect looks like. I don't know if a disrespect is talking to another girl. I don't know if he said something egregious to her. I don't know if he said, yo, I don't really care about your parents, whatever that looks like. But again, everybody has preferences. And the last thing that you want to do is spend an extraordinary amount of time building with somebody that you're just going to walk away from. So a lot of problems can be solved in a conversation. And I will also tell you that there's a lot of people that go on social media to communicate with the person that they have an offense with because they really don't want to leave their situation. So I do, though. I see a lot of women that are starting over and saying, yo, I'm a disappear from this. I'm gonna go on vacation. I want to find my man. I want to find my husband. And that's another thing. You can't find him. He's gonna find you.
Yeah.
A lot of women are overlooking the man that they were supposed to be with because for whatever reason, and I'm not gonna go into it. Maybe they preferences are different or whatever. Usually the person that's in the friend zone is the best one for you. And women overlook that guy because they're looking for something else. But again, when the women...
They want that edge.
Look, in my opinion, most of the time they find themselves in a situation where they're saying, yo, I'm about to have a hot girl summer. So be careful with that.
That's it. That's all. But I'm not about to be in these streets. I know that.
Listen, you don't want to end up like me. I'm 44 years old and starting over. I thought I was in a relationship that was going to last for my whole entire life. I thought we were going to grow old together. I never put any money aside for savings. I even put money into our house, well, it's his house, thinking that I wasn't going anywhere. I should have put that into a savings account for my own safety. So now I have to go, and I don't have a TV. I'm taking my couch, sorry. There's so many stuff that I threw away that I don't have now, and I gotta start over. So don't be foolish if you're a young woman. Even like go to the grocery store, take an extra $20 out, like cash back, throw it in a savings account.
Yo, hold on. Let me back up for a second because I don't like what's going on here. I don't think that any woman should be abandoned that gave up their life for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if we have more amicable splits to where you start to look at things reasonably, then we won't even have to get courts involved. I'm assuming that she's talking about a marriage. If she's talking about a marriage, to think that she's able to walk away and get nothing for it is crazy. Like to just be on the streets with a couch trying to figure out what your life is going to be is insane. Now, if you were a person...
Hot take. I actually agree with Anton on this. I think if a woman gave up a good amount of her life and was with you and was a decent wife and stuff, or a decent partner, she should get something.
Person that was unproductive, because I know it's a lot of women that say they want to be stay-at-home wives, right? Meaning that they don't have any children and they're unproductive and they just want to be taken care of and be put up. Then you seriously need to get your life together and add some value into society, which will reward you and pay you for whatever it is that you do great.
Great.
But if you are a person that, was dialed in and y'all had a plan and, he worked and you took care of the kids and all of this stuff, nah, I don't think that that's right. I think that, we have to start looking out for each other. And if we had more of that, I'm going to look out for you and you going to look out for me and we going to cover each other, then people wouldn't be breaking up and walking away from their relationships in the first place. And so I do feel bad for her, and I don't, see a lot of women that have these stories. But when you have that type of union, you don't have to try to figure out how you're going to put yourself in a safety net because the other person is going to make sure that you're straight. True. I would never, ever be in a situation or get into a marriage where I would ask somebody to quit their job and I would just leave them out in the dry and never look out for them. I think that that's egregious.
Yeah.
My name is Morgan, and I am a single mom of two. I have a golden doodle, and I'm 30 years old. I'm going to start documenting how I'm going to completely change my life at 30. Single mom, no idea what we're going to do. I quit my teaching job. I do get paid the next 2 months.
Why quit your teaching job?
Because I was on a contract. I have about $1,300 in my savings account, and I'm completely starting from scratch.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't just quit. I don't know how women are able to do this. The only way that I can think of a woman is able to do this is if they got somebody in the back promising them, or they looking at them as a prospect so that they can help take care of themselves. Other than that, if you got $1,300 in your savings account and you're only going to get paid for the next 2 months, if you're not planning on moving back in with your parents, and I could see the baby seat back in her car, if you're not in some way, shape, or form planning to move back with your parents, you really, really need to reevaluate the decision that you're about to make, because I'm not sure if this is smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, always go and get another job before you quit the one that you at.
I 100% agree. Or, while working your job, work your side hustle, work other things to where it can overtake your job.
And she said that she quit. She didn't say that her contract was up. She said that she quit her job. And so you got to be careful of that. This is dangerous right here.
I'm moving into my parents' basement 4.5 hours away from my hometown, which is where I'm at now.
There you go.
I have no job lined up. I have nothing figured out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I am trusting in God to lead the way. So follow along on this journey as we completely start over. We figure out how to be a responsible adult and pay off some debt.
Figure out how to be a responsible adult. Got to get a job first.
Like, you're 30-something and you're barely trying to figure out how to be a responsible adult. So that means you didn't adult at all while you were in the marriage?
I've got to figure out how to stop shopping so much. I've got to figure out how to be happy within myself. I have pretty much been single the last 2 years. I had a little 3-month
Pretty much been single for the last 2 years means
She
that
got
they
ran
have
through.
been dating around and they have been in some situationships.
relationship didn't count. So the next year is about paying off debt, finding myself, and finding happiness no matter where I'm at. So if you're interested, follow along. I can't wait to see a year from now where I'm at and how my life has completely changed.
Okay, Morgan.
To all you single moms out there, nobody is going to give it to you. You have to get it yourself. So this is...
She's saying that, but she's literally not going to do anything to ever get it for herself. She explained literally that she was going to do pretty much nothing.
This is your sign. It's never too late to start over. If you're not happy, why are you continuing to do the same things over and over and over again? You have to be the change. Bye.
I just came here to remind you that there are no rules to life. Last year, I was living in South Florida in Broward County. In March, I came to DC to visit. In April, I was moved in. I didn't have any job offers or anything like that prior to the move. After I came here, I started sending out applications. Within 3 weeks, I had multiple offers. I packed up my apartment in 1 week and I relocated. And it's almost been a year now. And I'm in my 30s. This is my first big move in my 30s. I've lived in other states and stuff like that in my 20s, but you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm just here to say, make the move, okay? You don't have to know everybody in your city. You don't have to know anything. Like, I remember I used to live in LA. I moved to LA, never even been to LA. You know, I went to LA just to get my apartment with already deciding I was gonna live there. So there are no rules to life. Do things your way, okay? And if it doesn't work out, you can always move back. So what?
It's not like that for everybody. You know that, right? Always have a plan, you know, going about life just in chaos like that. It might work out, but it's better to just lay things out and make sure you're hitting goals properly. I'm not saying it won't work out the way she talked about, but more than likely, probably not. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and catch you guys next time. Ciao.